Marcus hadn't slept in 3 days. Not because of nerves, not because of excitement, but because his 7-year-old daughter Lily had been running a fever that kept spiking at 2 in the morning, and Marcus had been the only one there to press a cold cloth to her forehead and whisper that everything was going to be okay. He wasn't sure he believed it himself. But that morning, that specific Monday morning, he had to believe it, because that morning was the first day at Vantage Solutions, the job he had chased for 8 months, the job that had 3 rounds of interviews, the job that came with health insurance, a 401k, and a salary that meant Lily could finally get the braces her dentist had been recommending for a year. Marcus stood in the bathroom mirror at 5:47 a.m., knotting his tie for the 4th time. His hands wouldn't stop shaking. "Daddy." He turned. Lily was standing in the doorway in her pajamas, her hair messy, her small face pale but curious. "You look scared," she said. He laughed, a real one. "I'm not scared, baby. I'm just getting ready." "You're doing the tie wrong again." "I know." She patted across the tile floor, reached up with both hands, and fixed it. 7 years old, and she already knew how to do it better than him. He didn't question it anymore. He just let her. "You're going to be great, Daddy," she said, patting his chest twice like she was confirming something official. He kissed the top of her head. "Mrs. Patterson is coming at 7. You be good, okay? Take your medicine." I know. "I mean it, Lily." "I know, Daddy." She rolled her eyes in that way that reminded him so much of her mother that his chest tightened without warning. He breathed through it. He always breathed through it. The offices of Vantage Solutions occupied the 14th and 15th floors of a glass tower downtown. Everything about the building said money. The marble lobby, the security badges, the way the receptionist smiled at visitors like she had been professionally trained to make people feel both welcome and slightly inferior at the same time. Marcus signed in, clipped on his visitor badge, rode the elevator to the 14th floor. The HR manager, a kind-faced woman named Diane, met him at the elevator doors and gave him the tour. Open floor plan, standing desks, a coffee bar that Marcus estimated cost more than his car, a rooftop terrace that nobody apparently used because everyone was too busy to go outside. "You'll be reporting directly to Ms. Carter," Diane said, her voice dropping just slightly on the name. A small thing. Marcus noticed it. "Is she in today?" he asked. "She's always in," Diane said, and smiled in a way that answered absolutely nothing. He met Victoria Carter at 11 o'clock. She came into the conference room like weather, sharp, fast, and impossible to ignore. She was somewhere in her early 40s, dressed in a charcoal blazer, her dark hair pulled back cleanly. She carried a tablet in one hand and a coffee in the other, and she set both down on the table without looking at either of them. She looked at Marcus. "You're the new data analyst," she said, not a question. "Yes, Marcus Webb. It's a pleasure to... I've read your file." She sat down, opened the tablet. "Strong resume, good references. Your last employer said you were one of the best analysts they'd had in a decade." Marcus blinked. Thank you. "They also said you left voluntarily." She looked up from the tablet. Her eyes were dark, steady, clinical. "Why?" "My daughter was sick. She needed surgery. I needed flexibility that my previous employer wasn't willing to offer." A pause. Something moved behind her eyes. Not softness exactly, but a flicker of something unreadable. "What kind of surgery?" she asked. "Appendix, emergency. She was 5. He kept his voice even. "She's fine now, completely recovered." Victoria nodded once and looked back at her tablet. "Our expectations here are high, Mr. Webb. I don't say that to intimidate you. I say it because I found that being direct saves everyone time. We move fast. Deadlines are real. I don't accept excuses, and I don't renegotiate timelines because of personal circumstances. Marcus nodded. I understand. Do you? She looked at him again. Because Diane tells me you requested a modified schedule during onboarding, leaving at 4:30 instead of 5. Marcus felt the temperature in the room change. Yes, he said carefully. My daughter's school ends at 3:15. Her aftercare program runs until 4:30. I pick her up at 4:30 every day. I was told during my interview that flexible hours were... Who told you that? The recruiter, a man named James. He said, James doesn't make policy. Victoria set her tablet down. I make policy. The silence in the room was the kind that had weight. Marcus kept his eyes on hers. He didn't look away. He had learned a long time ago that looking away in moments like this cost you something you didn't get back. I can arrive at 7:30, he said quietly. I can work through lunch. I will deliver everything that is expected of me and more. I have never missed a deadline in 11 years of work, but I will not miss picking up my daughter. That is the one thing I will not negotiate. Victoria Carter studied him for a long moment. Then she closed her tablet. I appreciate your honesty, Mr. Webb, she said. But I need analysts who are fully committed, not partially committed with asterisks and exceptions. She stood up. I'm going to have Diane process your paperwork. We'll compensate you for today. Marcus didn't move. You're letting me go, he said. I'm letting you go. He nodded slowly, looked down at the table for just a moment, just long enough to get steady, and then stood up. He straightened his tie, the one Lily had fixed that morning. Okay, he said, and he walked out. Diane found him at the elevator, his badge already unclipped in his hand. Marcus, she started. It's all right, he said. He meant it, mostly. The elevator opened. He stepped in. As the doors closed, he pulled out his phone and called Mrs. Patterson to tell her he'd be home early. Lily answered instead. Daddy, are you coming home? Yeah, baby, he said. I'm coming home. Did something happen? He leaned his head back against the elevator wall and closed his eyes. I'll tell you when I get there, he said. There was a pause on her end, the small, quiet kind that meant she was thinking. Then she said, Daddy, can I ask you something when you get home? Something important? Of course, he said. Okay, she said. Hurry. Marcus drove home in silence. No radio, no podcast, just the sound of the city moving around him. Horns, construction, the rhythmic thud of a pothole he hit without swerving because his mind was somewhere else entirely. He kept both hands on the wheel and his eyes on the road, and he did what he always did when things fell apart. He made a list. Rent was due in 18 days. He had enough in savings to cover it, barely. Lily's next dentist appointment was in 3 weeks. The braces consultation, the one he had been quietly celebrating in his head since he signed the Vantage offer letter, would have to wait. The health insurance he had been counting on starting next month was gone before it ever began. He would have to call the marketplace again. He would have to figure out Cobra. He would have to... He stopped the list. Because making the list wasn't helping. It never actually helped. It just gave his panic something organized to hold on to, and organized panic was still panic. He pulled into the driveway of their small rented house and sat in the car for 60 seconds. He counted them. He had learned that trick from a therapist he saw briefly after Lily's mother left. Give yourself 60 seconds to feel the full weight of something before you walk through a door and have to be okay for someone else. 58, 59, 60. He got out of the car. Lily was sitting on the front porch steps, wrapped in a blanket, even though it was almost noon, her stuffed rabbit tucked under her arm. Mrs. Patterson stood just inside the screen door, her expression carrying that particular combination of sympathy and helplessness that people wear when they know something went wrong but don't know the details. Marcus gave her a small nod. She nodded back and disappeared quietly inside. He sat down next to Lily on the steps. She didn't say anything right away. That was one of the things about Lily that constantly surprised him, her instinct for silence. Most 7-year-olds filled every empty space with sound. Lily understood that some moments needed room to breathe. He put his arm around her. She leaned into him. "They didn't want me," he said finally. Simple. True. She was quiet for a moment. "Because of me?" The question hit him square in the chest. "No," he said immediately, firmly. "No, Lily, never. Don't ever think that." "But you had to leave your old job because of me, and now this one had nothing to do with you." He turned to look at her. "I left my old job because I chose you. Do you understand the difference? Choosing you is never a sacrifice. It's just what I do. It's what I want to do." She searched his face the way she always did when she was deciding whether or not to believe something. He held steady under it. "Okay," she said finally. They sat for another moment. Then she said, "I have my question." He had almost forgotten. "Go ahead." She pulled the blanket tighter around her shoulders and looked out at the quiet street with a seriousness that didn't belong on a 7-year-old's face. "Is she sad?" Lily asked. Marcus blinked. "Who?" "The lady who fired you." He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. "What makes you ask that?" "Because only sad people do mean things," Lily said simply, like this was not a philosophy she had developed, but a fact she had discovered, like learning that water was wet or that the sun rose in the east. "Happy people don't need to be mean. They already have enough." Marcus stared at his daughter. 7 years old. 7 years old, and she had just said something that would have taken most adults a decade of therapy to arrive at. "I don't know if she's sad," he said honestly. "Maybe somebody should ask her," Lily said. And that was all. She stood up, tucked her rabbit more securely under her arm, and went back inside to watch television, leaving Marcus sitting on the front steps, completely alone, with a thought he had absolutely no idea what to do with. 3 days passed. Marcus applied to 6 jobs, heard back from 2, scheduled 1 interview for the following Tuesday. Life moved the way it always moved, forward, whether you were ready or not. On Wednesday afternoon, his phone rang. Unknown number. He almost didn't answer it. "Mr. Webb?" The voice was immediately recognizable, clipped, direct, certain. Victoria Carter. He stood up from the kitchen table slowly. "Miss Carter." A pause. Unusual. She had not struck him as someone who paused. "I'd like to meet," she said, "if you're available. Tomorrow morning. There's a coffee shop on Meridian. Groundwork. 8 o'clock. Marcus turned this over carefully. "Can I ask what this is about?" Another pause. Longer. "Diane submitted her resignation yesterday," she said. She cited a specific incident as her reason. She stopped. She wasn't the only one. Marcus said nothing. 8 o'clock, Victoria said again. "Please." He noticed the word. He suspected it wasn't one she used often. "I'll be there," he said. She was already seated when he arrived. No tablet this time, no coffee in hand. Just Victoria Carter at a corner table, both hands wrapped around a ceramic mug, looking, for the first time since he had met her, like an ordinary person. He sat down across from her. She looked at him directly, which he respected, and she didn't open with small talk, which he respected even more. "I've been doing this for 19 years, she said, running teams, running companies. I built Vantage from 11 people in a conference room to 240 employees in 4 cities. She paused. "I am very good at what I do." "I believe you," Marcus said. "And somewhere in those 19 years, she continued, I confused being good at something with being right about everything." She looked down at her mug. "My HR director quit because of what I did to you. 2 of your would-have-been colleagues sent me emails. One of them used the word ashamed." She said the word carefully, like she was still feeling its edges. "They were talking about me." Marcus waited. "I looked you up," she said, "after you left. I don't know why. I told myself it was due diligence." She shook her head slightly. "Your daughter's mother left when Lily was 18 months old. You've raised her alone. You left a senior position, a position that took you years to build, to be home with her after her surgery. You've never missed a school event, not one in 4 years." She looked up at him. "I know because your previous employer's HR director is an old colleague of mine, and she told me more than I probably deserved to know." Marcus felt something loosen in his chest. Not forgiveness, not yet, but the beginning of something adjacent to it. "I have a question," he said. She nodded. "Are you sad?" Victoria Carter went completely still. The noise of the coffee shop moved around them, the hiss of the espresso machine, the low murmur of conversations, the scrape of a chair somewhere behind them, and Victoria Carter sat in the middle of all of it, like a woman who had just heard something reach all the way down through 19 years of armor and touch something real. "Where did that come from?" she asked. Her voice was different, quieter. "My daughter," Marcus said. "She wanted to know. She said only sad people do mean things, that happy people already have enough." Victoria looked at him for a long moment. Then, very quietly, she said, "How old is she?" 7. She nodded slowly, looked back down at her mug. When she looked up again, her eyes were bright in a way that she was clearly working to control, and Marcus realized with some surprise that he was watching a woman who had not cried in a very long time, fighting very hard not to start now. "My son would have been 9 this year," she said. The table between them became very still. "I'm sorry," Marcus said. "I'm not..." She stopped, started again. "I'm not telling you that for sympathy. I'm telling you because your daughter's question deserves an honest answer." She straightened slightly, steadied herself. "Yes, I think I have been, for a long time, and I think I stopped noticing." Marcus nodded. They sat with that for a moment. Then Victoria Carter set down her mug, folded her hands on the table, and said, "I'd like to offer you your position back. Full benefits, the 4:30 schedule, permanent and non-negotiable, written into your contract, and a formal apology. Written, if you'd prefer, for how I handled Monday." Marcus looked at her for a long moment. "I'll need to ask Lily," he said. For the first time, Victoria Carter smiled. It was small and a little uncertain, like something that had been stored away too long and wasn't entirely sure it still fit. "That seems exactly right," she said. Marcus didn't give Victoria an answer at the coffee shop. He thanked her for meeting him. He thanked her for the offer. He shook her hand, firmly, the way his father had taught him, and he walked back to his car and sat in it for a long moment before starting the engine. The offer was real. He could feel it. It wasn't corporate damage control or a legal precaution designed to neutralize a potential complaint. It was something rarer and harder to manufacture. It was a person who had looked at themselves honestly and didn't like what they saw. He had met enough people in his career to know the difference between someone performing accountability and someone actually feeling it. Victoria Carter had felt it. But the answer wasn't his alone to give. He drove to Lily's school and waited in the pickup line with the other parents, drumming his fingers lightly on the steering wheel, watching the double doors at the front of the building the way he always did, with that specific kind of attention that only parents understand, the full-body alertness that doesn't rest until your child is buckled in and the car is moving. The doors opened, kids poured out, and then there was Lily, backpack bouncing, hair half escaped from its ponytail, clutching a piece of construction paper against her chest like it was something important. She climbed in, buckled herself, and held up the paper. "I made you something," she said. "In art. It's our house. The chimney is a little crooked, but Mrs. Reyes said that gives it character." Marcus looked at the drawing. Their small rented house, rendered in orange and yellow crayon, with a lopsided chimney and two stick figures out front, one tall, one small, both with enormous smiles. "It's perfect," he said, and he meant it completely. "I know," said Lily. He laughed and pulled out of the line. He waited until after dinner. Lily had eaten her pasta, complained mildly about the broccoli, cleared her own plate without being asked, a development so recent that Marcus still felt a small private victory every time it happened, and they were sitting on the living room floor, doing her reading homework together, when he closed the book gently and said, "I need to talk to you about something." She looked up at him with those steady eyes. "The lady called me," he said. "Ms. Carter, the one who let me go." Lily was quiet, waiting. "She wants to give me the job back," he said. "Same job, better hours, a real apology." He paused. "She also told me something I didn't know, something that helped me understand why she is the way she is." "Is she sad?" Lily asked. "Right to it." "Yes," Marcus said. "She is. She lost someone, a long time ago, and I think she's been carrying it ever since and didn't know how heavy it had gotten." Lily processed this with the slow, serious consideration she gave to all important things. "That's really hard," she said. "It is." "Did you tell her that?" "I didn't have to," Marcus said. "I think she knows." Another silence. Lily picked at a loose thread on the carpet, her small face working through something. "Do you want to go back?" she asked. "I think I do," he said honestly. "But I want to know what you think. Your question started all of this. I think you've earned a vote." Lily looked at him very seriously. "I always have a vote?" "You always have a vote." She nodded, accepting this as the established fact it was. "Then I think you should go," she said. "Because if she's sad and she's trying to be better, somebody should let her." She tilted her head slightly. "Also the health insurance." Marcus burst out laughing, a real, full laugh that filled the small living room. "Also the health insurance," he agreed. He texted Victoria that night. 2 sentences. "I'll take the job. Monday works." Her reply came 4 minutes later. Also 2 sentences. "Thank you. I won't waste it." He read it twice, set his phone down, and for the first time in a week, he slept without making lists. Monday arrived the way second chances always do. Quietly, without ceremony, looking almost identical to the first attempt, but carrying something different underneath. Marcus wore the same suit, different tie. Lily picked it this time. A deep navy one she declared was serious but not boring. She fixed the knot with the same efficient authority as before, patted his chest twice, told him he was going to be great. "You said that last time," he pointed out. "I was right last time too," she said. "You came home, didn't you?" He had no answer for that. He kissed the top of her head and left. The 14th floor of Vantage Solutions looked the same. Same marble floors, same open layout, same coffee bar that cost more than his car. But something in the air was different. A subtle shift in atmosphere that Marcus couldn't immediately name. The way a room feels different after furniture has been moved, even before you notice what changed. Diane was gone. Her replacement, a younger man named Robert, met Marcus at the elevator with genuine warmth and none of the careful diplomacy of his predecessor. He gave Marcus the full onboarding, desk assignment, system access, team introductions, and somewhere in the middle of it, Marcus realized what the difference in the atmosphere was. People were looking up. Not at him specifically, just up, making eye contact, nodding in the hallway. A woman named Priya from the analytics team stopped by his desk within the first hour. Not for anything official, just to introduce herself and say she was glad he was there. A man named Cole, senior data architect, walked him through the project dashboard for 20 minutes and answered every question without once making him feel like the questions were taking too long. There was warmth in the place that hadn't been there, or that had been buried so far beneath productivity and pressure that it had stopped being visible. Marcus was starting to understand that Victoria Carter was not the only thing that had changed. She found him at the coffee bar at 10:15. No tablet. She was getting her own coffee, which apparently was new enough that two people at nearby desks noticed without trying to hide it. "How's the first morning?" she asked. "Good," he said. "The team is strong." "They are." She poured her coffee, added nothing to it. "They've always been strong. I just made it harder for them to show it than I should have." Marcus measured his words carefully. "What changed?" he asked. "Between Monday and Wednesday. What actually happened?" She was quiet for a moment. "Diane left a letter," she said. "Not an HR form, an actual letter. 3 pages. She paused. "She'd worked for me for 7 years. She said she had watched me slowly build a wall between myself and everyone around me and call it professionalism." Victoria looked at her coffee. "She said she didn't leave because of what I did to you specifically. She left because what I did to you was the thing that finally made her stop pretending the wall wasn't there." Marcus nodded slowly. "I've been thinking about your daughter's question," Victoria continued. "The one you told me." She glanced at him sideways. "Happy people already have enough." She said it quietly, like she was still turning it over. "I used to be happy. I remember what it felt like. And somewhere along the way, I started believing that achievement was the same thing. That if I built enough, accomplished enough, won enough, the other thing would come back on its own." "Did it?" Marcus asked. "No," she said simply. "It doesn't work that way, apparently." A brief, dry smile. A 7-year-old already knew that. I needed 19 years and a resignation letter to figure it out. Marcus smiled. "She's unusually perceptive." "She sounds extraordinary." "She is," he said. "No qualification, no modesty, just the plain truth of it." Victoria nodded. She picked up her coffee. She looked out across the open floor at the people working, moving, talking, and something in her expression was softer than anything Marcus had seen from her. "I'm going to do better," she said. Not to him specifically, almost to herself, like a quiet promise made to the room. "I know," Marcus said. She looked at him. "How?" "Because you already are," he said. "You've been doing it all morning. You just haven't noticed yet." She held his gaze for a moment, then she nodded once, that same firm, decisive nod, and walked back toward her office. Marcus watched her go. Then he picked up his coffee, walked back to his desk, and started work. That evening, Lily was waiting on the porch steps again. Same blanket, same rabbit, same serious face that broke into a grin the moment she saw him coming up the walk. "How was it?" she demanded. He sat down next to her, thought about it honestly. "It was good," he said. "Really good." "Did you see her? The sad lady?" "I did." "Is she still sad?" Marcus looked at his daughter, this extraordinary, impossible, clear-eyed person who had accidentally started a quiet revolution in a glass office tower downtown with a single question. "A little less," he said. "Every day, a little less." Lily nodded, satisfied, and leaned her head against his arm. "Good," she said. "That's all anybody needs. Just a little less every day." Marcus put his arm around her and looked out at the street and thought that he had read hundreds of books in his life, sat through dozens of seminars, listened to more podcasts about success and resilience and human connection than he could count. And the wisest thing he had ever heard had come from a 7-year-old on a front porch in a blanket holding a stuffed rabbit. He wouldn't have had it any other way.